On today's episode of Watch Chair Go, it's the end of an era. Today's my last day with my old truck. We just got everything cleaned out, and apparently it doesn't want to unlock. There we go. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Chair Go, and today, just like I said, is my last day with my 2018 F-250. Old, sort of reliable. So today I want to go over everything this truck cost me, the times that it broke, but I also want to say it was a pretty hassle-free ownership experience for the most part. It had a couple tiny hiccups, and obviously it wasn't that much because here I am with a brand new one. So I am personally dropping this thing off at the auto auction, and we should be there. It closes in 15 minutes and we should be there in 15 minutes exactly. So we are flying there right now. Jake's behind me in the new truck, and I just wanted to make sure that I got to take this thing for its last drive, and then we can recount whether or not the CarMax warranty was worth it, and then we can cancel the CarMax warranty and get some money back. Also, we're going to talk about what I paid for this thing and what it sold for. So let's get it dropped off right now. Twins! Look at that. There's the new one. Here's the old one, right at 90,000 miles almost. I was also hoping you guys would get a chance to buy this truck, but unfortunately, the dealership, it's so easy to sell these things. Like, they don't need to even put it on the lot to make money. They can just dump it at the auction, and this one should be sold for more than he paid me. I bought the new truck from Farhaw's Used Cars here in Wichita, Kansas. If you need a new car, make sure you hit up Jared over there. He can take care of you. And I actually know all the numbers on this transaction. He didn't have to do that for me, but I'll give them to you guys right now. This truck is worth $52,000 today with the miles that I've put on it. That is MMR, and the truck will probably sell for higher than MMR because it's the one truck that's, like I said in the last video, probably the most in-demand thing you can get today, and you can still, of course, Section 179 a used one. So somebody can buy my old truck and still have a complete tax write-off, and it'll work out great. Now, if you remember, I paid $55,000 for this truck when I bought it with 49,000 miles on the clock. Since then, I've put an easy 40,000 miles on it, and I sold it for $50,000. So I basically took no loss. I never put tires on it. It needs tires, and you figure tires for a truck like this are about $1,500. So basically, I drove the truck for the cost of oil changes, tires, and a couple of warranty claims. So let's go over all those numbers here in just a minute. Also, I guess if you're a dealer that wants to get this video comes out tonight, and the sales later this week. So you could have a really cool truck with a really sick radar detector in it. They said pull your radar detector if you want, but I can't. It would take so much time to get the radar out of here. The laser just unplugged, so we did grab my laser jammers. And the laser jammers can easily move to the next truck with another new escort system. All right, so there's supposed to be like a yellow line. He said pull up to the yellow line. I don't see where I'm supposed to go. Always do this before you sell a car. Wipe the nav, wipe all the personal data off that thing. Otherwise, somebody can have your contacts and all kinds of stuff. Both keys are in there. We are ready to roll out. Okay, the F-250, like I just said, I paid $55,000 for that truck. And then there was another $2,500 add-on for the CarMax MaxCare warranty, my bumper-to-bumper warranty on a diesel truck, which was a wild thing to buy. It's crazy that they'll warranty something like that. Now, the truck broke on the way home from CarMax. And you guys remember that, of course, the check engine light was on before I even made it in the driveway. And after that, of course, CarMax has a 90-day, 4,000-mile warranty, if I remember right. An incredible warranty where they pay for 100% of everything that goes wrong in the first 3 months. So if you're thinking about buying that warranty, do remember that if something breaks right after they buy it from the auction or get it on trade, you're still taken care of for quite a while. Now, mine, of course, went right back to the dealership, and they replaced the entire DPF and SCR, the selective catalyst regenerator, I forget what the last part of SCR is, and the diesel particulate filter. They went ahead and changed all of that out, and that was expensive, I gotta say. If I had to guess just in parts, it was between $1,500 and $2,000. And this whole thing is about, was the warranty worth the money? And in this case, absolutely not, because CarMax would have paid for that no matter what. Now, if you hadn't bought it from CarMax, I guess you'd just be out the $2,000. or you take advantage of your warranty at that point. But they just took care of it. And of course, I also noted that I had a little bit of death wobble when I first got that truck, and they took care of that for me too, right there. They replaced the stabilizers, they took it to the Ford dealership, and they started like looking into it and trying to sort the thing out right then. Of course, that didn't fix the death wobble, but we will get back to that. We did some more work on the truck to keep trying to solve the death wobble, and then I was pulling a car back from Kansas City, and the fuel line blew up in the middle of the night. Now, that is the one time it really kind of stranded me, and it was an actual issue, right? Most of the things that have happened to the truck have not been an issue at all. They've just been little things that the truck still gets you home, no problem at all. But that fuel line blew up, and we brought it back, and that was my first actual warranty claim, if I remember right. There were only 2 warranty claims the whole time I had the truck. One was the death wobble, and that was like the second time I took it in for that, and the other one was, of course, the fuel line. So the fuel line, no big deal. It took 2 weeks. I think it was a week. It didn't take too long, but you know, the shop called me every day, gave me updates on the truck, told me the parts were coming, and that's all they were waiting on. And then they had it done, and my truck was back, and I paid $250 for the warranty for that, and it was done. Now, I do want to put an asterisk there and say that entire repair was only $800. So when you're paying the $250 deductible, you're kind of almost there. Like, if you don't have the warranty, you would have been fine. So TCO for the truck, still very low. And of course, the other warranty claim was it went back into them and they replaced basically all the front track bar and just a whole bunch of the front suspension to help sort out the death wobble. And it basically fixed it. And then after that, we rotated the tires front to back, and it never happened again. It was perfect after that. So I'm not worried about it on the new truck. It's another reason I bought a new one. And at this point, we've got, what, $500 in repairs in it. And that's it. I think it was those $500 in repairs. Of course, 3 or 4 oil changes along the way. I was changing it before the 10,000 mile intervals on the truck. So each oil change is about $120. So you can throw that in there. Honestly, that's just sunk cost. Any car you drive, it's gonna cost money to change the oil. So you have to just kind of assume those operating costs. It's no big deal. And of course, I think the last one that actually mattered was I changed that O-ring that failed in the coolant hose, and O'Reilly's had that in stock. It was like $13. So that cost a couple bucks, and the truck was right back on the road. And I think the very last thing that I did was brand new brakes all the way around the truck, and those were expensive. But the brakes were shot and they needed done. So I am happy I did them, and somebody's gonna get a great deal with a very well sorted truck. Like there are no issues, no lights on the dash. It hasn't had a problem in 6 months. Probably. I haven't touched it in 6 months. I just put diesel in it and drive it, and there's nothing more I can ask out of a truck than a truck I put diesel in and drive, and it just does work. So that is how much it cost all in. And if we do some quick math here, we've got the warranty was $2,500, and what it cost me in reality with the warranty, $1,813. Now without the warranty, it would have cost about $4,000. So I almost broke even on the warranty. I think it's really, really close. But do you need that warranty? I don't think so. All I did was pay upfront for costs that occurred later. So somebody else got to use my money to make money, which is, I mean, obviously this channel is about business, making money on cars, not really investing. But you don't want to give someone else your money to go make money with, and that's exactly what the warranty companies are doing. They're basically hedging their bets that your car won't break, and they get to use your money as an investment or something like that to go acquire more customers and then invest the money and make more money as a business. Nothing wrong with that. I'm all for them making their money, but my point is that warranty probably did nothing for me. So, CarMax warranty, bumper to bumper, cool. I didn't have to worry. It's nice having the peace of mind. Basically, that's the coolest thing about it. The whole time you're driving, you're like, hope we lose an engine. Somebody else is paying $14,000 and it's not me. So the one major repair was honestly, I'd say the fuel line, and it ended up not being too big of a deal. I could have paid that out of pocket and not had the warranty at all. And the cool thing about this is the warranty is prorated. So I'm still trying to get a hold of them. I chatted with them earlier today, and apparently you have to call the dealership you bought the thing from. So I have to get that number for the dealership, the specific CarMax you bought it from, and get a refund on your warranty. But I'll probably get, I'm assuming, a couple $100 back. So that'd be cool. Anyway, that is the last we'll see of my 2018 F-250. We've got the 2022 back home now. I love it to death. It's very nice. We did find out something horrible today. The old one automatically stops in adaptive cruise. Like if you just have the adaptive cruise set, it'll pull all the way up to traffic and stop for you. And the new one just beeps and the truck doesn't stop. So that seems like a major flaw. I'm not very happy about that. That's a downgrade in every way.
I almost rear-ended someone.
Yeah, but that was, I was like, we do need Jake's input here. Jake was driving, he was driving the truck for the first time, and I was like, yeah, man, it stops. It doesn't.
It did not stop.
It did not stop. My information was incorrect. My old one was better. I don't get it. I actually like the way the old one drove better because the wheel was really heavy, and I think it's because the tires are good on the new one and it makes it light on its feet. The old one's tires were gone.
Let's go trash the tires.
Yeah, let's go do burnouts until the truck drives the way I like it. I will say I don't like, it's too twitchy. I think the power steering is maybe a little too overhyped, a little too easy. So that's my main complaint about the new one, is it's too easy to drive. But the like...
Ruin the tires, suck half the power steering fluid out.
Yeah.
Fixed.
We will have the truck fixed. You shouldn't have to like work hard to keep it centered on the road, but this thing's so twitchy, it's just kind of bouncing around, and you have to like brace your arm and hold tightly, and the old one was just dead like a truck should be. And I like that feeling a lot more. I don't know why this thing feels like a Taurus, or the Focus with its super overhyped power steering. That's what it feels like. And it's a bit of a letdown. Oh well. Goodbye, 2018 F-250. You were a great truck. Put the gravestone up with the sad music. It's gonna make someone else a great truck. I might even get to go to the auction and see it sell. On to bigger and better adventures with the new one. And I will tell you guys, the new one ended up costing me less than $88,000 or something like that after we got the trade done. And what else? Oh, and then I'm gonna get the warranty back, so it's gonna cost even less. Some of the warranty, crazy. So it honestly made complete sense to make the trade, and it had to be done. It had to be done before the end of the year. That's the deal. Check has to be written before the 31st. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjargo.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. Well, Jake, what'd you think about the new one?
It's kind of ridiculous how nice trucks are these days, but then again, for your 6 figures, it better be nice. And it's kind of the ultimate definition of luxury to be getting a heated back massage while doing radar cruise down the highway in something the size of a small apartment block, looking down at everyone on their cell phones and their crossovers, yeah. Including the dude that almost hit us just drifting into our lane as we were going by him.
It happens. It happens. Well, I'm a fan of the new one. And hopefully, it seems like it's even going to save me a ton of money.
It's got a blue interior, so it's automatically the best.
The seats are already... I'm worried about the seats.
They're already
getting dirty.
Yeah.
People sat in them.
You got to do the old man thing like my dad does and put like a towel on the seat.
Towels. My grandma did the towels too. The towels were the best. Blue seats with blue towels. But the thing is, on leather, the towels are horrible. On cloth seats, towels are amazing. Speaking of towels though, this came in the McLaren. We used it on the truck earlier today. I was like, what is this? It was in the back of the McLaren, and I've never seen anything like this before, and it said orange mud. So what this is, I was kind of mind blown. This goes around the headrest of the seat where the zipper is, and you drop it onto the seat, and then here, I don't know how this part works, but it has this, and that like locks together, and they say you put this in your seat after a run, and it keeps the sweat off of your seat. So it's a custom built seat towel. So speaking of towels and seats, this won't slide off your leather. I have no idea how to use it. I Googled it and I was like, that looks cool. I don't understand how to use it though. I even looked at the pictures, and the shape of the towel is nothing like the pictures. Oh well, kind of cool.